Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm super excited. I'm finally going to get to try the new palette from Odens. So this is a collaboration between Odens and Angelica Nyqvist, and it just came in the mail about an hour ago and I am very excited to try this. I'm also very happy that the palette, I already opened to make sure it was fine, came intact because the box got damaged in the mail. There was like a puncture wound and it's all cracked. So this is the Hela Palette. As I said, it's a collaboration between Angelica Nyqvist, who is from this platform, and Odens. She is a Swedish YouTuber, and they are a Swedish indie brand, so it seems like a perfect fit, and I have been very excited to try this. I really love Odens. I have 4 of their other palettes, really want basically all of them. I just don't have the budget to buy them all. And this is the newest addition to their legendary Diversa collection, which I'm very happy that it's not a one-time thing, that it's something that they're going to keep building on. So I asked on my community tab if people would like a first impression up tomorrow, since this is coming in late, or if a multiple looks video would be preferred. And I think it's like 69%, 68% said multiple looks video. So I'm going to film one look tonight. I'm going to film 2 looks tomorrow or over the next couple days and get this up by like Wednesday, Thursday. Today is Monday. That gives me a chance to try all or most of the shades and give a good opinion and give you some inspiration since this is currently sold out but restocking soon. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a soft spot for indie makeup and colorful makeup, which this is definitely both of those. And I have new content every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. So this palette retails for $43.90 USD. It is currently out of stock, but restocking on March 22nd. So you've got a couple weeks to watch videos and decide if you want to grab it. And it is an expansion of the legendary Diversa collection that they came out with last year. So the first 3 palettes that came out last year were done by Judy, Annette's Makeup Corner, and the Fancy Face, Tina. And they are a little smaller, but that's these 3 palettes. So these came out, I think, end of summer of 2021. And so this is the newest edition. It is bigger. So these were 12 pans, I believe. Yeah, so these are 12 pans and this is a 15 pan. So if you have any other Odens palettes, it's the same size as the Norns palette. So these are the same size, but the pans are the same shape as they were in these. So I'm going to do multiple looks in this video. Like I said, I'm also going to do some swatches. I have a medium olive skin tone, so I want to see what they look like on my skin tone, and I'm going to do a couple comparisons. Also, it's pouring out, like it's been storming here, and I film right in front of my windows. It's dark out now because this came at 7:30 p.m., so I'm using the lights, but you might hear rain pounding against the window periodically because it is very, very rainy here in Seattle right now. So this is the palette. It's really beautiful. It's got Angelica and she's stylized to look like Hela. So it's got this life and death theme, which I really love and really speaks to me. And then it's got Hela's siblings, the wolf and the serpent right here. I love Odens. I think their formulas are great. I think their color stories are amazing. And I also am a huge mythology nerd. So the fact that everything is Norse mythology, or for collaborations, other mythologies inspired, really speaks to me. I'm actually currently rereading Neil Gaiman's versions of the Norse myths, his Norse mythology book, not because of this, I just felt like rereading it. So here's the outer package. It's black and white. I actually might keep the sleeve for once because it looks a little different. I don't normally keep sleeves, but this is the sleeve. It's the same artwork as the actual palette, just in black and white with like hints of color. And then the actual palette is full color. So it's again with that life and death theme. I also love anything with skeletal material on it and skeletons because I am an osteologist. Although that does mean that I am hypercritical about how anatomically correct the skeletal material is on things. But that's a rant for another video. The back of the palette has, again, the same artwork. It has the shade names. It's beautiful. I love this. And then when you open it up, you've got a nice little round mirror there. And here's the color story. So it's supposed to be a warm green, earthy palette. There's pinks, there's neutrals, there's greens, there's like earthy neutral greens, and then yellow greens. I think this is a really beautiful color story. And then like their other palettes, it has a multi-chrome right here. I also really love that Oden's Eye mixes up formulas, so it's not just matte and shimmer. There's like multi-chromes, there's topper shades, there's all kinds of different finishes in their palettes. I'm gonna take this little sleeve off, a little plate. So here's the color story. I can't wait to use this. I already think I know what looks I'm gonna do. I feel like most people have done like a green look, a more neutral look, and a pink look. Except for my friend Nikki Raven. She did 4 looks. She did them by columns, which I think was a really unique way of doing this. Also a difficult way of doing it, but I think I have some ideas. So I'm gonna head to swatching because I've been talking for quite a while now. So I'm gonna swatch on my arm. I have nothing on my arm. I just took my watch off. So there's no primer or anything. So the first shade is Rebirth. Also, excuse my nails. They chipped a bunch today and I didn't feel like removing and trying to repaint them before doing this because it's, 8:30 p.m. So the first shade is Rebirth, which is described as a matte, it says a yellowish matte eyeshadow. It's like a pale yellow, looks really pretty. And the next shade is Fluorescence, which is a firefly-like firefly-like light yellow green shimmer. That was a tongue twister. Twixter? You can tell it's been a long Monday. And then Underworld, which is a ginger matte eyeshadow. So these feel like the normal Oden's Eye formula. Little powdery, soft, but very pigmented. You can see this like more pastel yellow is a little thinner and lighter, but it is a pastel, so that's to be expected. But very pigmented, like that's showing up very nicely. I struggle with pastels, so that is beautiful. It's very much a yellow green. And the ginger shade. So there's a little bit of powder flying over, but I kind of dug into that one. That is beautiful. Okay. Okay, so the next shade is Decay, which is a taupe matte. And then Golden Bridge, which is, I believe, an olive. Golden Bridge, it says golden diamond shadow, but it's like an olive gold, which I appreciate. And then Moss is a grayish green matte, it says. And that is very much it. It's very much the shade of color of Moss. So that's very much, yeah, that's a taupe, just a true taupe. Maybe a little hint of a green to it, but it's pretty true taupe. Golden Bridge, yeah, it's like gold, but like a green gold. It's really beautiful. And Moss is a beautiful mossy green shade. So the next shade is Venom, which is just described as a green diamond shade, which is their like really sparkly formula. That is beautiful. Can't wait to use that. Ouroboros, which is it says retro dark green matte. Also beautiful. So retro might pull a little blue on me because I am olive. Shades like this tend to look a little more teal than actual green on me. So just a heads up. And then Wolf, which is a tan brown. But it has a little bit of a mustard to it. So that is the diamond shade Venom, really beautiful and sparkly. Ouroboros, yeah, it pulls a little emerald, like teal emerald on me, but that's just because I'm an olive. And then, yeah, Wolf is very much like a tan. It looks a little more mustard on my finger, but it looks like a good true neutral tan. So there are little pops of neutral in here. Okay, so the next name is Hela, which is a baby pink. And then Hellfire, which they describe as a pink orange shimmer. Looks like a peachy, it looks peach to me. Yeah, that's like a peach shimmer, it's really beautiful. And then Goddess, which they describe as a vintage rose matte. Really beautiful. Feels a little drier than the others. So baby pink, doesn't tend to show up on me very well. Yeah, that's very beautiful. It's very peachy, very, very true peach. This would be a good like mascara and just the peach shimmer on the eyes with no mattes. And then there's, yeah, that's definitely a rose. So the next shade is double-sided, which is the multi-chrome. Very excited for that. This says multi-chrome, unique color with multiple shifts from golden, greens, and pinks. So that's really beautiful. River is described as a multicolored diamond shimmer with a light purple base. I'm really excited for this. It's got that like, yeah, it's got like a purple base and then it's got blue and other shimmers on it. Soot is described as a dark purple brown, very appropriate. And then I'll use my pinky for the last, which is Complete, which is a silver diamond shimmer with a multicolor with a black base. So it's like a sparkly black. I've been speaking English for like, I don't know, I'm 30 something. So I've been speaking English for over 25 years and I still struggle. So here is the multi-chrome. That's really beautiful. It reminds me of the first Kaleidos multi-chrome highlighter. So I will do a comparison with that. So it's looking very pink on camera, like peachy pink, and it's looking very gold to me. So there's River. That's beautiful. I'm definitely using that. And then Soot, very pigmented, and Complete, black sparkly shimmer. So that is the color story. I like that it's kind of like, it looks kind of pink and green, but there's like neutral in both. I think it's very well thought out, but that doesn't surprise me at all. Angelica's first collaboration, her Club Nebula palette, is one of my favorite palettes of all time. Also very well thought out. So Angelica definitely inspires me a lot color-wise. So I'm going to wipe this off so I don't get it everywhere and come back and start doing a look. Okay, so before I move on, I washed off my arm, but I did want to do a comparison. So here is the Prophecy highlighter from Kaleidos. So I have that right here. I have double-sided right here, and then I have Pink Chameleon from the Norns palette, just to add that. This is more, Pink Chameleon's a little bit more like Red Giant from Terra Moons, but these two are very similar, I think. So let's just do a comparison. So here is the highlighter from Kaleidos. Here is double-sided, and which also actually looks a lot like, and then here is Pink Chameleon. Yeah, Pink Chameleon is definitely more pink. Like if I look at it this way, they look very similar. Like looking at my hand this way, there's like a green gold, but then here it's turning peach and here it's turning pink. So not identical. I would say actually this is looking similar to Light Year from Terra Moons. So, which I would say it's very similar. It's a similar shift to Light Year from Terra Moons. So having that in a palette is great in my opinion. I've already made a mess, so it is already all over. I did see people compare this a lot online in comments to the Flower Punk palette from Kaleidos because pink and green. I don't think they're similar at all, other than that basic concept, but I did want to show them in comparison. So here is Flower Punk and here is Hela. So you can see there's the pink and green combo is like really it. So, but they're not exactly the same. So this is peach soju and it's very much peach, not pink. So this is baby pink, so not the same. This is like like a dark, more mauve-y pink. And this, so it's kind of, but it's not like as dark purple brown as this or pink like this. So not dupes. There's no mint in here. And then these like chlorophyll is very yellowy, like chartreuse, which there's no chartreuse in here. Golden Age is maybe like an amped up underworld, like if you added more yellow to it. And Earthship is like a dark green, which we don't really have here, like a dark olive. So same vibe of like pink and green, but no comparable shades. So I did want to show that. And then I also wanted to show the Trixie Plant Gate, which was my first thought. So this is the Trixie Cosmetics Plant Gate palette. I love this palette. This came out end of summer as well. I have a video about that palette. So here are the two, again, pink and green, but no one-for-one matches at all. I would say best buds from Trixie is like if you mixed Goddess and Hela together. It's not as dark as Goddess or as light as that. This is like, I touched it, more of a purpley pink. You got a nice true green here that you don't have in here. So these are greens, but they're not like a true green. Blue, teal, don't have those. These are just like cool tone neutrals, but not the same neutrals. Yeah, so there's no one-for-one match at all, but it is the same like plants, life, death, plant, like earthy vibe of like, they're all the same, like, I would say they all kind of go in that same like botanical earthy life, death, spring vibe. So there's pink and green in all of them, but none of them are comparable, and I am happy to have all of them. So I have a lot of looks I want to do for this. I think the one I'm going to do first though is going to be a bit of an experiment, because it's now 9 o'clock at night and I'm not wearing this all day, so if it messes up, it doesn't matter. But I want to try, so instead of doing like a green look or a neutral look, because you could easily do Wolf as like a neutral over the lid, maybe Decay, and then like throw a little bit of fluorescence or golden bridge, or just leave it with the mattes, or throw double-sided on the inner corner. Perfect everyday work-friendly kind of look, depending on where you work. I would happily wear any of these to work, but not everybody's me or an academic. But I want to try doing, I know Nikki did columns. I want to try doing a diagonal. So I want to use double-sided Hela, Venom, and Decay, because there's pink, there's green, there's, yeah, I just think that'll be interesting. So I'm going to start with Hela, deepen it with Decay, and then I'm going to try Venom and double-sided as my shimmers. And then tomorrow I'll do a couple other looks. So I'm going to start with fluffy brush. This is from Rougher, but any like fluffy crease brush will work. I'm going to pick Hela up. I already did my eyes with Urban Decay eye primer, pat off the excess, and I'm just going to put Hela all over my crease. And that is very pigmented. Most baby pinks take a lot of building. Like that is a very pigmented pink. Especially after teaching earlier, I feel like I'm losing my voice, which is not good for either a teacher or a YouTuber. But that blended without any issue. I don't know why I'm still rubbing. I don't need to do any more. And then I'm going to take a slightly smaller brush. This is a Rougher 13. I'm going to pick up Decay, which is a taupe, but like I still feel it's like a bit of a green taupe. And I'm going to put that on the outer corner. Yeah, it does definitely pull a little green on me, but I'm olive, so this could look muddy. But we're going to try it anyway. So these are blending into each other beautifully and really easily. I really love the Odens eye formula. They're one of those brands where if they offered me to be on the PR list, I'd be like, yes, please. So that took like no effort. I'm just gonna pick up some more of Hela, and I'm gonna run that over. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more of Decay and run it under my lash line. So next I'm gonna take Venom, because like I said, I'm gonna try doing it as the diagonal. So I'm gonna do double sided on my inner corner and Venom on the lid. So let's pick up Venom. I often use glitter glue, and I did grab it, but I'm not gonna use it tonight. And we'll just see how this works dry. So this is the shade Venom. It's very vibrant. And that is really pretty. And that is just, yeah, like a vibrant true green. And this is just a Refer 21, which is my go-to shimmer brush since I bought it. And then I'm just gonna take a pencil brush and pick up a little bit of double-sided and put that on the inner corner. Super pretty. And I like to blend my inner corner up a little bit. And I'm gonna take this down under my lower lash line as well. I really like the way these two are blending together, the Venom shade into Decay. Decay is definitely gonna be a go-to shade in this palette for me. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera, repeat on the other eye, put mascara on and stuff, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. This is the finished look number 1. It is very vibrant, very bold, bright pink, bright green, but I really like it. It's not something I would wear all the time, but I'm really glad I tried this. I think the idea of doing a diagonal, which was actually my husband's idea, he was like, ooh, do the diagonal. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, I'll do that. Was a really good idea. Let me know what you think of look number 1, and I will see you all back here in just a second for look number 2. Okay, so time for looks 2 and 3. I'm gonna do one on each eye this time because it is been a couple days since I filmed look 1. Had a rough couple days. I have chronic pain and migraines and haven't been my friend lately. So it's now 9 o'clock at night because busy day. So I'm gonna do one on each eye, and that way I can get this video up tomorrow. So I definitely have a lot of other ideas, so I'll keep using this and you'll see stuff on Instagram. But for tonight, I wanna do something with River. Really wanna use River. And then I wanna use some of the greens and Ouroboros. So I think to start, I'm gonna do this side, and I'm gonna do Wolf, Soot, and River as the main combo. I've seen people use Soot with, you know, some of the greens. I've seen it used mostly with like the pinks, but I wanna try it with Wolf. So I'm gonna pick up Wolf, which is just a tan brown on this fluffy brush. This is a Refer 15, but any fluffy brush. And I'm gonna put that in my crease. I already primed with Urban Decay eye primer, and then I did literally the same face makeup as the other day. So Wolf is a really pretty, this is my favorite kind of neutral shade, that kind of yellowy khaki brown. It's what looks best on my skin tone. This is the kind of shade I would just pack on the lid pretty easily for just a matte look. So very happy this is this is the neutrally brown, because I think it pairs well with everything in here. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this big pencil brush. I really like this for stamping on the outer corner. I'm gonna pick up Soot. I've seen people say this is very pigmented. Angelica said it was very pigmented in her video. It's like a plum brown, so I think it'll look interesting with this, but it'll pair nicely with River. So I'm just gonna stamp that on the outer V. That is very pigmented and really pretty. So this is a really good brush. This is a Refer 26 if you like doing a eyeshadow wing, because you can basically make the shape and then like finesse it a little bit and call it a day. And then I'm just taking a clean, fluffy, small brush, and I'm gonna blend that into Wolf and see how that works. Okay, so I really like the basic shape and the color. I think it's blending out really nicely. And just to make sure it blends really well, I'm gonna pick up a little bit more Wolf on the same fluffy brush and blend over it. And that just blends the two together. Okay, so that is really pretty and really grungy, really like that. I'm not gonna do too many colors today on either of these looks. I want them to be, I mean, I can do a look where I use as many as possible, like a two-tone crease or something, but I think I'm gonna stick kind of simple for this. Simple. So I'm gonna take a little bit more of Wolf and put that on my lower lash line, and then a little bit of Soot to kind of connect the two together. But this is also where you could incorporate another color if you wanted to on the lower lash line for a pop. And if you ever blend a little bit too much on the edge and it like comes down more than you'd like, I just grab my concealer brush that still has product from using it, and I just tap. Just kind of cleans up the edge, helps it lift it back up. Okay, so really like the way this looks. So I'm gonna take a little bit of NYX glitter primer. I wanna see what this looks like over glitter primer. You could also do it wet. You could do it dry. I did Venom dry the other day and it was beautiful. You could use your finger. I just like the way shimmers look over NYX glitter glue. I just take a tiny dot, kind of draw the shape that I want. And then some people use the same brush to then put the shimmer on. I don't like to do that. I like to have a dedicated glitter primer brush, just because it gets gross pretty easily. And now I'm gonna take River on another flat brush. Really beautiful. This one's a little more textured than some of the other shimmers, so might have a little bit of fallout. And it's applying nicely with the brush. I'm not really digging in or anything. Very reflective. And that base color works perfectly with Soot, which I know was done on purpose. I do want to see what happens if I take my finger and build up a little bit. Okay, this might be my favorite shade in the palette. I really love the multi-chrome, so it's kind of a tie, but I think this might be my favorite shade in the palette. It's so pretty. So I thought about taking Hellfire and putting it on my inner corner, and I think that would look nice, but I think I'm gonna go with double-sided. I just have to pair the two together. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of double-sided on my inner corner and blend it in right here. And actually I might take a little bit on the same pencil brush of Hellfire and just put that on my lower lash line. Add a little bit of warmth. Okay, I really like that. Yeah, I really love this. Okay, I think Fluorescence would have also been a really interesting inner corner shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off my brushes, and then I'm gonna do look number 3 on this eye, and then I'll do mascara and stuff at the very end for finished thoughts. Okay, so on this side, I do wanna do green, and I know I wanna use Ouroboros. I've already used Venom, so I probably wanna use Golden Bridge. I could do Underworld or Moss and have it be a little more yellow leaning or a little more mossy leaning. I think I'm gonna go with Moss just because it's drawing me in a little bit more. So I'm gonna pick up Moss with fluffy brush and put that in my crease. So it definitely looks a little brighter in application, which I remember from swatching as well. I feel like it looks a little more like olive and a little more muted in the pan, and on the eye it looks a little more limey, but that could also just be my olive skin bringing out or canceling out some of the color. So if you're an olive like me, it'll look a little less olive and a little more limey, but still really beautiful. And, you know, Wolf is gonna pull a little more olive brown than it might on other people, so. It's always important to remember how your undertone is going to affect things. So that took literally no effort to blend out. I'm gonna blend Underworld on the lower lash line, I think, so we can see the two. So I'm picking up Underworld. It's gonna look very yellow, probably chartreuse on my skin. And I'm gonna put that right here. Yeah. That pulls basically just yellow. Not yellow green, just yellow. But that is the hazard of being an olive. And I'm gonna put a little bit of moss on the outer corner to blend the two together. So I almost did a two-tone crease of yellow to green, but just kind of mapping out the shape with the green. So it's not sticking very well right here, but no shadow does. That's just my left eye problem. Takes a little bit more building right there. With literally every shadow, except for maybe Pat McGrath. Okay, yeah, that's very pretty, very green. It's basically the color green that you see right here. And then instead of using the technique I did over there, I'm just gonna take a small fluffy brush and pick up Ouroboros, which is that dark green, which is gonna probably pull a little teal on me. And I'm gonna pack that on the outer corner. Very pigmented. It's always harder for me to film this eye. That's why I generally do everything on this side and then just copy this on by myself because it's just, I have to stand at a weird angle. I'm sure if I did it more, it would be easier. So I just wiped off the brush to make sure there wasn't too much on it, and I'm just gonna use the same brush and blend it into my crease. And then I'm just, once again, taking the big fluffy brush and blending the two together. Just an everyday step that really helps with the finished product looking better. Really like the way this looks. Blending moss over Ouroboros made the gradient really, really beautiful and seamless. So now I'm gonna put a little bit of glitter primer on this eye and try out some of the green shimmers that aren't Venom. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do Golden Bridge, Fluorescence is my inner corner, and then I might take some Complete and put that on the outer part to add a little bit more depth. I thought about doing it here, but this is a pretty layered over. It has a nice amount of depth layered over slip. So Golden Bridge picked up really nicely on the brush, and I'm just gonna put that all over the middle of my lid. It's definitely like a golden olive shimmer. I feel like this just layered over moss would be really pretty. Or layered over wolf, actually. Or wolf packed on the lid with this as the inner corner would be a nice daily friendly way of wearing color. So now I'm gonna flip the brush over and pick up some Complete, which is that really sparkly black. And I'm gonna tap that right here and blend the two together. Okay, that looks really cool. And then taking pencil brush, I'm gonna pick up Fluorescence, which is that bright, bright yellow green. And I'm gonna put that on the inner corner and blend it in to Golden Bridge and then down here a little bit. I think I said this in look one, but I like to tie the dark together and I like to tie the inner corner together. I think it adds a nice shape to the eye. Okay, so I do have some sparkle from the green shimmers, but not very much, and I can brush that off easily. Zero fallout on the side. So I'm gonna go off camera to apply mascara and stuff, and I will be right back with my thoughts. Okay, so I'm back, and this is the finished looks. I reapplied the lip gloss I was already wearing, which is Dreamy from Lunar Beauty. I have already made quite a bit of a dent in this. I'm gonna need to get a couple backups of this and Bitchcraft because they are so good. And then I put my mascara on, my House Labs liquid liner like normal. And then for this eye, I added Sub-Zero, which is my go-to ColourPop liner for some reason. And then on this eye, I actually did two liners. So on the inner part, I added Antique Rose from House Labs, which is a really shiny antique rose gold. And then Pride, which is a sparkly purple on the outer part. And I think it looks really cool in person. It's not gonna photograph on video very well, but these are the finished looks. I'm really happy with them. I think I probably could have added a little more depth to this one, but I'm happy with it. And I love this one. So I've now used, I didn't use Rebirth, but I think I've used, and I didn't use Goddess yet. And I only kind of used Hellfire, but I've used most of the shades now. And this is a really versatile palette. I'm really, really happy I got this. Congratulations, Angelica. This is her second collab and it's amazing, just like the first one. So, and also just congratulations to everyone that's done a Legendary Diversa palette. I love Annette's, I love Judy's, I love Tina's, I love this. I think Oden's Eye is picking collaborators really well and they're all like killing it. So this is beautiful. I can't wait to do more looks with this. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the three looks. I think this is my favorite, but I also think Double Sided and River are my favorite shades. I'm so happy I got this. I can't wait to keep playing with it. This will definitely be in heavy rotation. So this is currently out of stock. I said at the beginning of the video, but I'll say it again. It's, I think, about $43 and codes do not work on this. So if you buy other stuff, definitely add an influencer code like Angelica's or someone else's to get a discount on your other items, but influencer codes do not work on the collab palettes. Don't know why I'm tapping it so much. I think it's because it's been a long day and I'm forgetting my words. This restocks on the 22nd, so I will also post a reminder on my community page when that happens, but if you're intrigued by this, I highly recommend it. I really love this compilation of colors. Like I showed at the beginning, I have other palettes that are like pinks and greens and this kind of like florally, earthy spring vibe, but none of them are the same shades at all or direct dupes, and there's some really unique shades in here that I really love. I feel like River is definitely one that I might actually go through all the way because I love the way this looks. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the three looks, which one's your favorite, if you've picked this up or you're planning to, and thank you again so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.